Hi, welcome back to my live stream. I promised I would do these once a week. I know I promised I would do it last week. Let me also share out the link and let people know that I'm live. But how is everyone? It's definitely been a fun weekend for me, or a previous fun weekend. Today was pretty cool. Had to work, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, didn't do much this whole weekend. Oh, I filmed a reading vlog. That'll be out on Wednesday. Yeah, otherwise today was pretty uneventful. Just went for a walk. Um, yeah. All right, just sent out the link. So hopefully more people join us. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Hi, Casey. If you haven't, please check out Casey's channel. She's also another anituber, another anime YouTuber. She has really good content. Definitely check her out. We're friends on Instagram, and she always has some really neat content. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm using my headphones again. I do have a mic. I'll probably use it next time. See how the sound continues for today. Hopefully we don't have any interruptions like we did last time, where I had to restart the stream and do it over again and do like two separate ones. Yeah, but hopefully I'm gonna stream probably this time for probably about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, depends on how this one goes. But yeah, let's see what I do this weekend. Like I said, I recorded a reading vlog yesterday. I was reading My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and I read volumes like 4 through 9 or 5 through 9, something like that. I kind of liked it. It was actually pretty cool. I definitely recommend checking it out. Um, I'm reading it on the Viz Media manga app, probably one of my favorite apps to use for reading manga on besides Comixology. But yeah, I read that yesterday. I got a new iPad. It was an iPad I ordered a few weeks ago, so it took some time to get to me. Um, so I got that this morning, set it up. Was super happy that I was able to set it up too. Super excited to get it along with my Apple Pencil. Gave my old iPad to my fiance for now. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. What else do I plan to do? Read more manga. Watch more anime, like always. I'm still trying to get into or start watching Domestic Girlfriend. I haven't started watching it yet. I promise I might start watching it this week. Um, Maybe we'll see. I've been watching a lot more like family vloggers. For some reason, I found a new family vlog channel that I started watching, and this one was they're interesting. They're in North Carolina, so yeah, they're pretty interesting family. My fiance starts watching some of them with me, and he's always like, I never really watch these people, but because you watch them, I'm going to watch them with you too. So yeah, we've been watching that. We watch a lot of their like Disneyland vlogs because me and him love Disneyland. We went to Disney World our first time like about a little over a year ago. We went to Disney World for the very first time. So we enjoy like sometimes just having like days where we watch people's vlogs when they go to Disneyland or Disney World. And it's kind of cool, especially to see stuff that we saw before. We'll watch like ride POVs, like point of views when people are on certain rides or certain things that are going on in the park. So yeah, we do that a lot just because for some reason we just find it interesting. Yeah. But yeah, we enjoy doing that. Uh, what else? Yeah, y'all can feel free to chat too. Let me know if you guys have any questions or let me know what you guys are up to or what you guys have done this week or this weekend. What are you guys looking forward to? This week, what am I looking forward to this week? I can't think of anything I'm looking forward to this week, nor this weekend. I think this weekend I'm probably going to see my mom. Me and my mom are quite close, as are me and my dad. So I'm definitely going to see my mom this weekend. Hi, Frito or Fredo. I hope I'm saying that right. Hi, Fredo. um, Definitely plan to do that this weekend, maybe, and see my mom and hang out with her. Um, Maybe have breakfast or something. Things are still kind of opening back up here. I'm in California, so things are kind of opening back up again, but not like crazy open. So maybe do that this weekend. Still stay safe. We wear our masks and everything else. Maybe do that this weekend. Trying to think what else I might do this weekend. Probably more reading. Um, oh yeah, this past weekend I did go to the bookstore. I actually put out on Twitter that this was one of the first times I've gone to like Barnes and Noble and didn't buy anything. And usually, like me and my dad were notorious for going to Barnes and Noble and buying books we don't need or don't want. Hi Zane. But this time we went and like I walked back up to him and I was like, I can't find anything. And it was a lot of people in there. Hi, Jenna. So we were kind of shocked. Like in the manga section was like ridiculous. There were so many people in the manga section where I was like, I'm trying to social distance from everybody, but it's hard. There are so many people in this one section. I couldn't find anything that I wanted. I wanted to get more of the Sailor Moon Eternal editions, but they didn't have volume 8. So I was like, forget it. I didn't get it. And I was kind of just like, my fiance is going to kill me if I come back with any more manga and put on this shelf. Plus, I'm trying to read more manga digitally. Kay said, I have voice acting recordings this week and filming 2 or 3 videos. Yeah, that actually seems pretty cool. I probably won't record another video until some later on this week. Not for sure what it's going to be about, so feel free to leave suggestions for what you guys would like to see. Tomorrow I'm probably going to do some editing. I'm going to edit my vlog from Sunday, which I guarantee you guys, I didn't go anywhere. I was in the house all day. So it might be kind of a boring vlog. That's why I don't vlog, because I don't have the most interesting life. And the times where it is interesting is a time where I don't know if other people want to be on camera. I miss shopping for manga. Yeah, shopping for manga is a lot of fun. Like for some reason, I love watching a lot of people's videos where they're either going manga shopping or like Mama Loves Manga. I like watching her like live streams or her videos and stuff like that. Like because she always do suggestions and stuff. So that's how I sometimes find new manga that I want to read, like Uzumaki. I really like your day in your life vlogs. Oh, thank you, Jenna. Yeah, I used to do some day in the life vlogs, and surprisingly, I actually recorded all those on my cell phone at the time. Like I had an iPhone 7, I think, and so I recorded all of my like day in my lives or little vlogs on there. And yeah, I'd like stopped. I think because I got kind of shy trying to do it in public, and plus I wasn't for sure if my friends like wanted to be on camera. So I was like, I didn't know for sure about that. And like I said, I didn't think my life was that interesting beyond me just being at home. I love her too. Yeah, Mama Loves Manga. She's so nice. She's also live now as well, so feel free to check her out too. Stay here though, but also check out her live streams too. Her live streams are really a lot of fun. But yeah, my life isn't that interesting to keep vlogging, but I love watching other people's vlogs because I love watching what other people do. I like watching other booktubers as well and like their reading vlogs as well. So I definitely going to continue to do that. I do know that for next month, hey Shay, from Mellow Man? Oh, hi Mellow Man. Hi David as well. Hey Shay, do you prefer reading physical manga or reading digital manga? Depends on what mood I'm in. To be honest, I like reading physical manga because I like having like my collection physically on the shelf and like in my hands. But I do like digital manga as well because I like the fact that I can read it anywhere. Most of the time I read it on my iPad, but I like the fact that I can read it on my phone or if I'm out and stuff like that. So that's the only thing. And plus, sometimes I feel like there's more digital manga available. Like trying to find stuff in stores is kind of hard, and some manga's out of print, so you can only really find the digital version. So I guess for me, it really depends. It depends on the manga. It depends on when I want to watch it and when I want to read it and stuff like that. David, hey Shay, what's the last mecha you watched? I haven't. The only mecha anime I've ever watched is Aquarion. And that was the only one. And it was interesting. Oh hi. Oh hi Lawrence. Nice to see you too. Jenna, are you reading more or watching anime more at this moment? I'm definitely reading more manga than I am watching anime. And I think it's just because I'm in more of a manga mood and I find more time, I think, to read manga than I do finding time to watch anime, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I haven't watched a lot of mecha anime. It was never my thing, but Aquarion was very weird. And I only knew about Aquarion because of me watching a lot of the voice actors panels on YouTube. And I was like, I have to check this show out. So I did. I actually own Aquarion as well, but I don't have any of my like anime DVDs with me. I do know I have an older video where I did do like a, what's it called? Like showing my like anime collection. What are you watching? Currently, I'm not watching anything right now. The anime that I just finished was Ao-chan Can't Study. I finished that last week, and I think I plan to watch Domestic Girlfriend next. That's my plan. Hopefully that happens. Who knows though? David says Aquarion is very yeah. It's a very interesting show. Not bad, but it's good. Hi Roxy. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Actually, I hope all you guys are actually well. And thank you guys always for joining me for my live stream. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, that's what I plan to watch. I kind of want to watch Love and Lies. I saw that on Amazon Prime or on Prime Video. So I kind of want to watch that. Hopefully I do. Lauren says, I'm still playing catch up as I rewatch Detective Conan, episode 526, I believe. Wow. I've never even tried watching Detective Conan. It's so many episodes. But there are a lot of anime that I do want to rewatch. I think I mentioned in my last live stream, I really want to rewatch Lucky Star just because I love that show. And I really want to rewatch Shin-Chan because it's been a long time since I've watched both of those shows. And Shin-Chan I found hilarious. And Lucky Star is just such a feel-good show. So I do want to do more like rewatches, which I probably will do soon. I hope. I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, I had to be in a certain mood to watch anime. Oh, it's good to see you too, Lawrence. Thanks so much for joining. And yes, I will definitely keep up the grind. This is so much fun. I enjoy this a lot. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I have to be in a certain mood to watch anime. Like I'm very much a mood watcher. Like basically with anything, I'm a mood watcher, mood reader. Like it's I can't just watch an anime because sometimes I just don't pay attention. And I sometimes have to find parts of my day where I know I'm going to pay attention most. Like for me in the mornings, like when I'm getting dressed or stuff like that, I find that I can pay attention more and watch anime compared to like when I'm working during the day. Only because, currently right now I work from home. So it's harder. I don't know. It's hard for me to pay attention. And yeah, for me, that's just how it goes. Yeah, I've been watching Hanayori Danga. Well, I heard about that show. I haven't seen it, but I have heard about it. But yeah, there's just certain times that I just cannot pay attention, and especially in the evenings. Although there was a period of time where my fiance and I were watching anime together and watching certain shows together. So certain shows I was able to pay attention on, but some shows I could not. Like they were subtitled for some reason, I would check out or whatever, so I would miss stuff. But yeah, it depends on how I'm feeling. Rox says, I did a rewatch of Lucky Star in December. It's definitely a mood booster. Depending on the anime, I have to be in the right mood and the mindset. Same. And yes, Lucky Star is definitely a mood booster. Anytime that I have days where I'm like really anxious for some reason, or I'm just not feeling the best, I guess, I definitely do enjoy watching shows that are very funny and shows that are just like kind of like not like they have a whole storyline, I guess. And they're really just easy to watch. It just really helps me to like be back in like a good mindset, I guess, or like a happier mindset, I guess. But yeah, I agree with being in the right mood and mindset for certain shows. And I don't know about you guys, but have you ever turned on a show and then like you start watching it and then while you're watching, you're just like, I don't like this at all. I'm not into this. And you just turn it off. I've done that for a few shows. And for me, it was shows that I realized I wasn't ready to watch. So the two shows I know in particular that I've done this on where I'm like, I'm just not into this. I'm turning this off. I don't know why people like this show was Nana. And I absolutely love that show now. And I think when I first tried to watch Nana, I was like 18 or almost 19 years old at the time. And when I finally watched it, I was like about to be 25. So it took me like 6 years to finally say, okay, I'm going to sit down and watch this show. And then I absolutely was obsessed with it, and then had to read the manga to find out what happened next, which also leaves on a bit of a cliffhanger. And then another show I did on was Ouran High School Host Club. And I absolutely love that show and love the manga too. And yeah, I was like, nope. At first, like it wasn't even like 3 episodes. Lori says I do like the 3 episode rule. If I don't like it by 3rd episode, I don't finish it. I didn't even do 3. I did not even 1. Like 10 minutes in, it was like in Ouran. It was when like Haruhi was going up the stairs and going to the music room, and then I turned it off. I was like, I'm not into this. And with Nana, it's when both of them meet on the bus going to Tokyo, and I was like, I'm turning this off. I'm not into this. But then later on, I fell in love with it. Both of those shows. And I would really actually love if like Ouran got a reboot. Like I feel like Ouran, like I know a lot of people really want a second season. And at this point, a lot of fans have kind of given up on a second season. But I want a reboot. Like I want that show just redone from the beginning because of the manga being a little bit different. I know there's a lot of like some different characters in there. I know that in there Mori has a brother, and I would love to have his brother incorporated because he's not incorporated in the first anime at all. And I would love to have like to see like I guess they kind of hinted at a little bit, but I would love to see the whole like conclusion with like Hikaru and Kaoru and how they kind of grow apart but also come together. Yeah, I would love that. Oh, hi the otaku fix. Oh yeah, there is a live action Host Club. I watched it kind of. I don't know, when it comes to watching like live actions of anime, like series, not movies, or just live actions in general, it's harder for me to watch them, especially live actions of anime, especially if I've already seen it. I don't know why. Like I didn't really. I kind of watched the live action of Ouran, and I heard it's really good, but I didn't really finish it. I don't know. At the time, I think I just wasn't really like in the mood to watch it. That's just another. Like I love Korean dramas too, but I only watch them every now and then. And then when I watch them, I have to find a really, really good one for me to watch. Like it just has to be a good one. I think the last one, I forgot even the last Korean drama I watched. I think the last one I watched was like where these 2 people were on a boat, and then like he accidentally slept with her and thought it was his own fiance and stuff. Like that was like kind of like maybe the last Korean drama I watched. Roxy said, "Are there any anime you used to love but now don't like?" I don't think so. I can't really think of any. Like there are. I'm trying to think if there are any. I would say there's probably anime where I saw them once and I don't have to like watch them again just because they weren't like my favorite, and it's not something I would rewatch. And I know people say it's blasphemy. Is like Cowboy Bebop. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I know a lot of people love that show, but I think for me, like I just didn't like it. But I think it's because I had such high like expectations for it that it kind of like failed in that for me. I like the music that's in there, and I liked like some of the characters, but the story itself just was kind of lacking for me a little bit. But I don't think there's really any anime that I love that I like now hate or don't like. There's just some anime where it's like I've watched it, I've seen it, I don't need to see it again, or I don't need to rewatch it. Watch the World of the Married. Oh, Fate to Love You. I think that's what it is. I think it is called like the Fate to Love You or something like that. Yeah, Watch the World of Married. I probably will. Oh, I think the other one was, I forgot what it was called actually. I think it was like 2 different worlds. Like one was like a girl where her mom was a maid, and the other one was like the boy was super rich, and the girl's mom started working for that family. I didn't really finish that one either. Hi, Dayton. But yeah, I think that's the other one I had watched, but I didn't finish it. But I do want. But there's times like I'll see like the little like on Netflix where they'll have like some like Korean dramas on there, and I read the synopsis and I'm like, oh, this sounds so good. I'm gonna watch this, but then I just never do because I ended up watching something else. That's literally what happens to me all the time. I'll be like, oh, this looks so good. I'm gonna watch this, and then I just don't. And I'm like, oh, I thought I was gonna watch this, but I'm not gonna watch this. I changed my mind. That's what happens all the time. Let's see, what else? What else do I am I kind of like into right now? Tried playing Apex. I tried playing that last week. Didn't go well. I died a lot. I love playing Cooking Mama. How is your feeling about webtoons? I love webtoons. The webtoon that I've been reading the most is still True Beauty. I was reading #Killstagram, and I loved how it ended. But I heard there's a season 2 for #Killstagram, but it's not very good. But True Beauty is amazing. I actually really, really love that webtoon. I haven't watched the live action, and I heard the live action is really good too. And that I saw that the characters are like spot on to how they look in the webtoon. But that's the only one that I've really been reading. But I have a lot of them that I'm subscribed to, but I just haven't started reading them yet. What is that about? Which one? True Beauty or #Killstagram? I know True Beauty is basically about this girl that she wears a lot of makeup, and how she looks with makeup and how she looks without it is like very starkly different. And it's like a love triangle as well. And she's into like, she's kind of nerdy a little bit. That's the best way for me to explain it. Like she wants to be a makeup artist. It's really good. Definitely recommend it. It's one of the ones that I know that they always had like on webtoons where it was always sponsored. So like anytime you saw webtoon sponsored on Instagram or on Facebook, they always had True Beauty as like the spokesperson, like the spokes, like the sponsored one, like the image you saw. So when I first downloaded webtoons, that was the first one I started reading and I loved it. But then I branched out because with #Killstagram, I found that one on, no, I think I also found that on webtoons, but I found it through just searching because it was around like Halloween. It was in October and I was like, I want to read something spooky. So I found that one and then I just kept reading it. And the other ones were kind of similar. Like I just read the synopsis and then said, oh, subscribe, but then I just never read them. So I need to read them. But I love webtoons. I think webtoons are amazing. I think it's just, it reminds me of like, don't hate me for this one, but it reminds me of like Wattpad or like fan fiction, more so Wattpad, where people are basically making up their own stories and people are reading them. And then some of them have gotten turned into anime. Like I know there's 2 of them I know that have gotten turned into animes, but it just reminds me a lot of Wattpad, but less cringy, if that makes sense. Because I know we all know that Wattpad can be cringy. That doesn't mean I don't read fan fiction on Wattpad, but it can be cringy. Because I'll be honest, I love reading fan fiction, mostly on fanfiction.net and on Wattpad, although I have started reading fan fiction on AO3, which I know at some point, I promise at some point, I'm going to do a review on AO3 because I have my issues with AO3. Not bad, but I have my issues with it. And it's most so around their search function is not my favorite. And I wish they had an app, but they don't. But yeah, webtoons reminds me of like the comics version of Wattpad. But they're just better. They're not bad. Like I've seen worse. Trust me, we've all came across some like really cringy fan fiction. And I'm telling you guys now, for every cringy fan fiction you find, like there's like, I would say maybe like 1 out of every like 20 fanfics you ever find are like actually like A grade and like super good. Because I've came across some like really good ones where I'm like, I wish this was made into an actual episode in this show. Or I wish that this was like, even if it was like an AU, like an alternate universe for this like anime or whatever, like I wish this was a real thing. But whenever it's some that are just like written really badly or the characters are just like too good to be true, like it just makes me not like it as much. But yeah, I came across some good ones, came across a lot of bad ones. but I still read them because I don't know, it's just amazing to see what some people are able to come up with. Um, I love full color on Webtoon. Me too. I do as well. Um, I don't know if anybody else has ever like read fan fiction or who reads fan fiction. Um, I know for me, the very first like time I read fan fiction was like going into college was when I first came across fan fiction. I thought of Avatar plots was too cringe not to read them. Same. I've actually have like started writing fanfics before, but I just never typed them up and I never posted them because they were very cringy. But I wanted to try my hand at writing it. But the first time I ever came across fanfiction was the summer before my freshman year of college. And it was at the time that I had just finished watching Inuyasha. And so I had finished all 167 episodes of this show and it had no ending. So I was like, I wanted like more. So I came across fan fiction and I remember it was on this girl's site and I think her name on her site was like Doggy Ear Lover or something like that. And she had like a trilogy fanfic that she wrote and it was really good. And then I was like, I want to read more fan fiction. And then I came across fanfiction.net and also Media Miner, which was around at the time. And I like literally spent most of my time in college when I wasn't having to read actual books like for like my classes, reading fan fiction. And I went through almost every single page on fanfiction.net of Inuyasha fan fiction. And then Bleach. Because then I watched Bleach. How did you get into manga and anime? So I got into anime when I was pretty young. I was like 6 at the time. Sorry, my nose is kind of trying to run, I guess. I came across anime pretty young. I was like 6 years old, and I came across Sailor Moon, and it was just like a lot of people, very different from anything that I had seen before, and I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved how funny it was. I liked that it was like these girls that were fighting crime. And the fact that I know for me and my friends, we all had a certain Sailor Scout that was our favorite. For me, it was Sailor Moon because she was a princess, and for some reason, I just kind of like related to her because she was very clumsy and stuff. So that's how I first got into anime, and then from there, like my brother was hugely into Dragon Ball Z, so I would watch Dragon Ball Z with him, and then later on, I got into Pokemon, and I started watching that a lot, and then I think the next shows I watched was like Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin. Then I watched Inuyasha, but Inuyasha came on so late at night, I almost always missed it. And then yeah, but that was really like the shows that I started watching as far as like anime is concerned. But then when I got into like middle school ish to like high school, I didn't watch it all that often. It wasn't something I was really into. Like I still liked anime, but I just wasn't watching it a lot. And then I'd probably say like senior year of high school, I wanted to rewatch a lot of the old anime that I had loved as a kid. So I rewatched Yu Yu Hakusho. I rewatched Rurouni Kenshin so I could finish. I rewatched, that started watching Inuyasha from the beginning because Inuyasha was always a show that I would watch in the middle for some reason. I never saw like really like the first episode. So I started rewatching that and I rewatched that all the way up until I started college that following fall. And then I just kind of took off from there. But I didn't start watching, I would say, like non-mainstream anime or non-anime that wasn't a part of my childhood until like the summer before my sophomore year of college. And that's when I started watching like Clannad After Story, Lucky Star. I watched Fushigi Yugi, so many other shows. As far as manga, I think in college when I read my first manga. I had seen manga when I was in elementary school though, but I just wasn't into reading it. And I found it interesting though because of the fact that it was read differently from regular books. So it was read from right to left instead of left to right. So I found it interesting. But I didn't buy like my first ever manga until college. And the first manga I ever bought was High School Debut. And I was obsessed with it and I loved reading it. But it was weird because like I would go to the bookstore with my dad and he did not understand manga. He doesn't entirely understand anime a lot. So he had thought it was like really for kids and kind of like childish. So I didn't like buying manga in front of him. So I wouldn't buy manga that often. So I didn't really start like buying manga more often until probably I was out of college. I started buying a lot more manga because I just stopped caring and I just wanted to read it. So yeah, so I got into manga pretty late, but anime pretty early. So yeah, my parents never understood it. I think my favorite thing was like for my 25th birthday, I had wanted to go to SAC Anime and I wanted to take my friends. So two of my friends went with me and my mom went with me too. And none of them knew what anime was. So I took them with me to a convention and they had a lot of fun. It was really interesting to have them come with me too. Mellow Man says, do you have a favorite anime opening and ending? Favorite anime ending? I like the Boa ending from Inuyasha. I don't know what number ending that is, but I do know that that ending song was one of my favorites. And as far as openings, ooh, I don't know. It's hard. Like I'm trying to think of what opening. I think my favorite opening currently right now is probably the Haikyuu opening from the most recent season. Like it's probably one of my favorites right now because my favorite opening and endings always change because it just depends on what I'm watching. Did I have any friends? I'm guessing you mean like friends into any anime. Not really. None of my friends were really into it, but they definitely didn't like make fun of me for it. At least I don't think they did. But I wasn't. None of my friends really were into anime. I was kind of the only one. My first manga was High School, and I want to say it was Peach Girl High School debut. I loved the Peach Girl manga. That was so good. I also love the Peach Girl anime. I think I watched the anime first before I read the manga. The only manga I bought was Shonen Jump at Barnes and Noble and Blockbuster. At Blockbuster, I bought both of my Sailor Moon movies on VHS tape from Blockbuster. Sailor Moon the movie R, Promise of the Rose, and Sailor Moon the movie Super S, Hearts and Ice. Bought them both from Blockbuster on VHS. I still have them. I think they're at my dad's though. And Inuyasha does have some really good endings. They do. Inuyasha does have some great endings. I would say even Yashahime has a really good ending song as well as an opening song, which I haven't finished Yashahime yet, but I plan to finish it at some point, but I haven't finished it yet. I agree. Just like you, Roxy, Barnes and Noble took so much of my money, and like my dad, anytime my dad like got a gift card from there, oh, it was on like popcorn. It's our favorite place to go, Barnes and Noble. Fruits Basket was my first manga. Fruits Basket, I read Fruits Basket after watching the first original season of Fruits Basket before they did the one that's out now. And that was only because of the fact at the time there was like, there's no second season. And I was like, excuse me? So I had to read the manga to see what happened next. But I loved it. I as well, my brother did too. He bought all his DBZ and Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball GT, but his Dragon Ball Z tapes. He got a lot of them from Blockbuster, or his DVDs too, from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, because Blockbuster went out of business, and then Hollywood Video was the only one for a period of time. Opening songs are awesome, so that's correct. I agree with you, Pood in the Cereal. I actually also love your username, Pood in the Cereal. That is hilarious. I love it. Opening songs are awesome, says Tom Rista Anime. It does. What other places like ever took my paycheck? Not paycheck, but money. Best Buy. I was also remember a period of time where Best Buy had like a huge like anime section to buy. And I used to buy so much anime at Best Buy. Like I remember I bought all 4 seasons of Yu Yu Hakusho on DVD from Best Buy. And the only other place that I enjoyed going a lot to was there was a CD shop near me called Rasputin's. And they had like an anime DVD section, but it was like all like used like anime DVDs that people have turned in. And I know that from there I found quite a few like Inuyasha box sets that are usually like $80 there for like $10 or like $20. I even also found from this other music shop called Amoeba that was a Rurouni Kenshin like season 2 box set, which Rurouni Kenshin was like out of print at that point for DVD. So I found it and I was super happy. And I was like, I'm buying this. Got that immediately. I bought a lot of animes from Suncoast too. I did too. Suncoast was a place to go. Bought a lot of stuff from there too. My brother did, especially a lot of his Dragon Ball Z stuff he bought from Suncoast. I also know that I actually bought a like pirated copy or like an illegitimate copy of the entire complete series of Rurouni Kenshin on this website called either Anime Balls. It was called something. And I bought an entire series of Rurouni Kenshin on there for like $90 or something like that. I forgot how much it was, but it was a lot of money. And I bought it. And then I realized it was a fake copy. I was like, this is so fake. And I realized it was fake because the region said there was no region. And then the colors were all washed out. It had subtitles in Chinese. And like, it was legit fake. I ended up tossing that out. And then like later on, that site you couldn't even go to anymore. It had like gone under or they were out of business. I was so mad at myself when I did that, when I realized I did that. And I was like, nope. So yeah, I did that too. Oh no, yeah. I was young and dumb. By young, I mean I was an adult, but I was like 18, I think, when I did that. Yeah, I was like 18 when that happened. And I was so mad. I was so mad at myself for doing that. Ugh. I bought that unlicensed live action Dragon Ball DVD from there. Yeah, I didn't buy anything else from there. After that, I was done. But it also took it forever to get to me. Like, it took forever. Like, it took like a month before I got it. And I was so mad. Number one, it took a long time. As far as the Dragon Ball Z live action, I bought that from Rasputin's for $3. And I'm glad I only spent $3 on it because, of course, it's really bad. Blake says that sounds awful. It was awful. I felt so mad at myself because I spent so much money. And then I remember their site messed up. And I thought I pressed buy once, but I thought it didn't go through. So I pressed it again. So they charged me twice. And so I ended up having to go to my bank and like reverse the transaction. It was just a hassle working with that site. I was so mad. And then I think later on, that site took my credit card information because then later on I had all these crazy charges that like wasn't there before. And I had to get like a new card. It was ridiculous. Ugh. I know, not Evolution. This was a different live action Dragon Ball. Oh, okay. I thought it was Evolution. I didn't know there were multiple like Dragon Ball Z live actions. I've seen like the fan live actions that are like on YouTube and stuff. Oh no, yeah. Oh no is right. I was so mad at myself. Never again. Don't do that. That's why at that point I definitely made sure of where I got a lot of my stuff from and that it was from like actually like licensed places like Right Stuff or stuff like that. Like I definitely didn't want to have to go through that again. And Right Stuff was where I bought a lot of my like anime merchandise for a period of time. Oh no, was this before PayPal? This was before PayPal. This was when I think at the time I didn't even have an iPhone at the time. I had a Sidekick. And if anyone remembers what a Sidekick was, I had that phone. And it was where like literally it was like a little square thing and you flipped it and the screen would flip up and it had a full keyboard underneath there. I had that phone. Everyone had that phone at the period of time because that's when iPhones were only on AT&T at the time. And I didn't have AT&T. I had T-Mobile. I think Taiwan, some other Asian country, made it. It actually followed the War of the Revolution and was funny. I might have to see and check that out. I've never heard of it. But yeah, definitely way before PayPal. I was using like my debit credit card paying for that. I don't know who this other person is, but there we go. Like says I miss those phones. I do too. I had a Sidekick up into the right before this. There was a Sidekick crash or outage that happened. It was like everyone who had a Sidekick, they lost their pictures, their contacts. Like for some reason, it just happened out of nowhere. But mine was before I got rid of mine before that, because I was having this insane issue where when I was in school, I was in college, I was away from home. And all of a sudden my Sidekick, anytime I went to like 2 bars on the battery, it would just start searching for service. And I would not be able to get through. And the only way I would get service was if I plugged my phone into a charger. It was the worst thing that could ever happen to my phone. And I was away from home. So I ended up having to call T-Mobile, and they were like, "Oh, you can't get like you can't get another phone. I can only get another phone if I like paid for a new one." And then they were like, "Oh, it could be the battery." So I changed batteries, I changed SIM cards, I did everything to fix my phone, and it never fixed it. And I finally just got rid of it, and I got a BlackBerry. And then I had my BlackBerry for about I had it for 2 years, and then I upgraded it to another BlackBerry. And then finally, like my last year of college, I switched to iPhone, and I haven't gone back since. I had an iPhone 4S. That was the first iPhone I ever got, and it was right before the 5 came out, but I didn't know they were coming out with a 5. TJ's Keyblade says, I got into Inuyasha because you did, Shay, suggested it. Oh, thank you. No problem. I love suggesting anime to people. But I always like to ask questions. Like whenever my friends are trying to get into anime, sometimes they're like, I want to watch something like this, and then I'll give them a suggestion. I actually had a friend of mine when we were in college. I got her into watching, not gotten her into it, but she ended up watching some anime with me. She watched Fruits Basket with me, and she watched Ouran High School Host Club. That was the only one she watched. Remember when I've been using Galaxy phones for the longest. I've never used a Galaxy, but I said if iPhones ever went out of business, I would probably switch to Samsung. Remember when Blackberries were the phones everyone wanted? Yes. I remember when Blackberries first came out, and I did not have a Blackberry. I had a little Nokia phone for the longest time, and then got a flip phone. I remember when flip phones were the ones a lot of people wanted too. I remember when phones first had back cameras and you could take a picture. I remember that. But yeah, I remember Blackberries with phones. Everyone wanted. The first Blackberry I got was the first Blackberry they made without the roller, without the roll ball, the ball roll, whatever it's called. And mine had the trackpad, because a lot of people would talk about how the mouse, like the little ball part, would get like sticky or wouldn't work as well. So I think BlackBerry switched it with a trackpad. So that was the first BlackBerry I had, and that battery on that was amazing. I charged my phone like every 2 days. Like I would charge it Monday, and I wouldn't have to charge it again until Wednesday. Like that battery life was amazing. And then I switched from that BlackBerry, which was like an 8520, to a BlackBerry 9900, which was the first like kind of touchscreen BlackBerry that came out after the storm and that debacle. And then like I had that phone for the longest, and I absolutely loved it. And then I switched to the iPhone because all my friends had iPhone, and they were like, when we have group chats, you're the only one that shows up green because we can't have an iMessage with, because your phone's a BlackBerry. So I switched to iPhone. That Nokia still would be kicking, I bet, kind of like my old chocolate V2. Yes. Nokia phones were like bricks. It took them forever to break. I only broke one of my Nokia phones, and that was because I dropped it in water. And I dropped it in a puddle when I was in middle school. I was like in 8th grade, and I dropped it, and I was so sad, and it was liquid damaged. Or I was like 7th or 8th grade, and that was it. It was all she wrote. I didn't have a phone anymore until like Christmas, and then I got a new one. But yeah, I remember when everybody wanted Blackberries. Everyone wanted Sidekicks. I don't know about everyone else, but I know like for me, I'm in California, and Metro PCS was a own like company out here. It still is out here though, and now they're with T-Mobile. And at the time, Metro PCS was only in California, and Metro PCS had the cheapest phone plans. So for me, like during my senior year of high school, a lot of people had both a phone from Metro to just call on, and then everyone got a Sidekick from T-Mobile to use for texting and AIM and the internet. And your bill with T-Mobile would only be like how much? Like $35, and you're spending like $35 with Metro. So I had 2 phones in 2 phones senior year of high school, and then finally in college, I turned off my Metro phone and only had my Sidekick to talk on because my dad was like, "You gonna get robbed sitting around here with two phones?" But then I used to like, if it, like anyone tried to get my phone number like in college or high school, if I really wanted to talk to you, I gave you like my Sidekick number, and if I didn't want to talk to you, I gave you my like flip phone number because I was like, I don't really want to talk to you. Jenna says, so I know you said that you're a bit of a mood reader or watcher. What are the kind of genre you lean more towards? I definitely lean more towards shoujo. And I think this is because I don't know, I think I just love the storylines in them a lot more. So I definitely lean more towards shoujo. And I think it's only because for some reason, I think it's because I grew up watching more shonen shows and more shows kind of made for boys that dealt with fighting and stuff like that. So when I discovered shoujo and a lot more of the romance shows, I definitely gravitate towards those a lot. And the same with manga, I definitely gravitate towards more like shoujo manga than anything. And that's just kind of like what I've always kind of been into. Just in like regular novels, I enjoy like reading like I'm not gonna lie, I like reading a lot of the YA novels and stuff like that. I don't know why. I think I just do. It's hard for me to get out of those. But I do like some like fantasy stuff and so on and so forth, especially when it comes to like regular novels. Like, I'm into like Harry Potter and stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to anime and manga, I definitely lean towards a lot more shoujo. But there are times where I lean towards other shows, like, like for example, Food Wars I really liked. So even some shows that don't have romance in it, like Bleach, or even like Naruto doesn't really have a lot of romance in it. So it depends, but I definitely lean towards more shoujo than anything. I definitely love the phone conversation. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm now thinking back to all the phones that I ever had, and so it's crazy for me to think that all these years since 2012, I've stayed with iPhone. I have not changed from an iPhone since 2012. And I can't picture myself leaving iPhone just because of the whole ecosystem and how everything syncs together. But yeah, it's interesting. If there's one thing that I really want to happen though, not just like not dealing with phones or anything, but just like with manga, I would love if they made like a manga app where they had every manga on there available, kind of like iBooks, but for manga, but you paid a like subscription and you just were able to just download it. Kind of like with like Apple Music, where they have the entire music library available to you, and you just have to pay a subscription and it's there, you can download it. I wish they had that for manga, because like having to buy manga per volume, like even if it is digital or even if it is like, like it's just a lot of money. Like a legal version of Kiss Manga. Yes, like a legal version of any like manga app that's ever been available in the App Store or for any phones or whatever. Like I wish I did that. And I know that Viz like is close with that as well as so is like Comixology, but they never have like all of the volumes available. Or like in Viz Media's case, like definitely more of their shonen stuff tends to be more available like with your subscription. Whereas if you want to read more shoujo, you definitely have to buy it per volume. It's just not available with the subscription. So I would love if someone would come out with that and make it legal. Like talk to all the companies and see if they can do that. Basically a Apple Music version for manga, or just books in general, to be honest with you. Like if iBooks got it together and just made like an Apple Music version of iBooks, that'd be all she wrote. Like just do that. Like because Apple Music worked so well with them doing that. So it's like, please just do that for iBooks so I don't have to buy each book I want to read. Like let me just download it if I like it and I can just send it back if I don't want it no more. I wish they would do that. Like it would be so much, it would be so helpful. Like I just but they won't. I guess because they feel like not that many people read, I guess. But yeah, that's what I really want. That's what I really wish would happen, but it won't. That's what I really want. What else would I like really want? I want AO3 to get an app, please. I'm tired of using my phone internet to get on AO3. Jenna says it can be super expensive. It can be expensive. But I found that digital manga is less expensive than like buying a physical copy of manga, which is why I think I'm leaning more towards the digital copies more. I know about everyone else, but this is how I kind of space out when I buy manga, at least like digital manga. So I have manga that I read through the Viz Media manga app that's like just chapters. Like I've been reading My Hero Academia, so those chapters are just available to me with the subscription. And then on Comixology, I really look for any manga on there that's available with the subscription that has all the volumes already there under unlimited, so I don't have to pay for it. And then when it comes to iBooks, I only buy manga on iBooks each time I get paid, and I only buy like one volume or maybe two, depending. And it has to be a manga that like I'm currently reading and I can't get the volumes anywhere else. Like, because I don't want to buy a digital manga from Viz Media on their app. I'd rather buy it through iBooks because then it's there like on my iPad or on my phone. You know, that's just me. Yeah, me too. But if I really like the manga, I'll buy a physical version. I've been more choosy. So as of right now, the only manga I plan to buy physical copies of is Sailor Moon, the Eternal Edition. That's the only manga so far that I plan to buy more physical versions of. As far as any other manga I have on my shelf, like Skip Beat, I want to continue reading, and I only own like up to volume 23. I plan to reread that, but then once I get to volume 24, I then plan to only buy it digitally, only because I don't have room on my shelf for it anymore. So that's the thing. Any manga that I haven't bought all the physical copies of yet, I will only just buy like digital copies, especially if it's still ongoing. The only exception I made was with like Save Me Lollipop or Mamet Lollipop, because there's only 6 or 7 volumes, I think. And I had like up to volume 5, maybe it was 8 or something like that. But I thought I had all the volumes as I did it, and then bought the rest of them from Amazon. And that's the only one, only because it was finished, it was completed. Lori says, yes, Skip Beat. I have it up to volume 18. Yes, Skip Beat's a really good one. Skip Beat's such a good one. I would love for Skip Beat to get a reboot. And I feel like I could see that happening, depending on how it happens, but maybe, or how it ends. Jen saying, yeah, that's what I do as I spread it out, and I will buy one thing with my paycheck. Yeah, I try to buy like one manga with my paycheck. I tried. The last manga I bought with my paycheck was Suzuka. I bought volumes 17 and 18. But I read volumes 1 through 13 on Comixology because it was available with the subscription. And then volumes 14 through 18, I bought through iBooks, only because I didn't want to buy it through Amazon digitally. I'd rather just have it on iBooks. Yeah, I'm running out of room on my shelves too. I'm like my manga is like double stacked. So I have manga in the back and then manga in front of it, and then manga stacked on top on the shelves. Like, it's ridiculous how my shelves look. Like they look neat, like they're put together, but it's a lot. And so my fiance is like, don't bring another manga in here. Like, don't. And so like it's hard because I find manga I want to buy, and then a lot of times I end up looking to see if I can find it other places instead of physical copies of it, and then just go from there. I do know that there's like on my shelf, there is 2 other shelves that are or could be free, which is where we have our pops and stuff. It was on like the top shelf. And he's like, well, until we find somewhere to put these pop figurines, don't bring no more manga in here. But I told him I am still going to buy like the Sailor Moon Eternal Edition just because it's so pretty and I really like it. And I had originally had all the manga versions of Sailor Moon when they first released them, but now I can't find all of them for some reason. So I'm like, I don't know where they are. So I'm just basically recollecting Sailor Moon again. Yeah. But yeah, Skip Beat. I like Skip Beat. But I know that it's a series I need to reread because it has been so long since I read it. I think I just stopped reading it. Like, I've bought volume 23 and then never read it. Like, I have volume 23 on my shelf and I've never read it. So I think for April, I plan to make reading Skip Beat my readathon, my reading vlog for April because it's a manga that I definitely want to start back reading again. Yeah, otherwise I don't know when I'm going to start back reading that. Only other series that I wish that I could complete physical copies of is Itazura na Kiss. Like I bought all the versions, like I bought all of volumes 1 through 10 that came out from DMP Publishings, but then they didn't come out with 11 and 12, so I didn't complete it. So I have volumes 1 through 10. So if they released those again, I'll probably buy that again because Itazura na Kiss is a great manga, even though the anime is different from the manga only because of the death of the author, but still really good. But I definitely am a lot more choosy now. Like at one point I was going to keep collecting Sweat and Soap because I have volumes 1 through 4 of Sweat and Soap, like physical copies of, but then I just bought volume 5 digitally because just to save space. Dayton says, I tried the Kingdom Hearts manga out before. I got bored with it because I beat the games and knew what was going to happen. I don't think there's any manga I got. No, wait, yes, Bleach. I, for a period of time, was collecting the Bleach mangas and reading them, and then I just gave up. I bought up to volume 14, I think, and then I just stopped because I didn't know how much longer this manga was going to continue, and I didn't want my shelf full of Bleach manga. Like I just couldn't do it. So I just stopped. Yeah. Plus I also ended up reading just the manga digitally and then I knew what was going to happen. So that's basically what I did, which I'm actually excited for Bleach, the anime, to come back, but I think it's not going to come back till next year, I think, because they had some issues. It's supposed to come out this year, or last year and then also this year. But then it didn't happen because of like COVID and stuff. So they're still behind. So I don't think it's coming out till next year. Rossi says, I really want to read Sweat and Soap ever since you did a review on it. Do you think they'd make it into an anime? Definitely recommend reading Sweat and Soap. Absolutely love it. Do you think? I think so. Because I think that, well, I don't know what the hype is like out in Japan for Sweat and Soap, but I know it seems like a lot of people like it here. So maybe I would watch it. I think it would be amazing, honestly, to watch Sweat and Soap. And I know for some people, like Sweat and Soap definitely has a few like racy scenes in it. But the reason why I like it is because of the relationship between the two main characters. And like, yeah, the male lead, you know, he's a little weird because he's like to smell, you know, the female lead. But their relationship overall though is very much a much healthier relationship. Like they communicate very well, and I think that's what I like about it. And the fact that they go through a lot of stuff that a lot of couples have gone through, like trying to move in with each other, meeting each other's parents, you know, stuff like that. So it's very relatable in that instance, not the sniffing each other instance. Dayton says, I read the Bleach manga in Shonen Jump sometimes. It was all right, but I mainly just bought Shonen Jump for One Piece. I never read One Piece. I've never watched the anime, never read the manga. Sometimes I'm interested in it, but then I see how long it is, and it's daunting. So, don't think I am. Maybe, I don't know. I've heard a lot about One Piece, though. I know right now for manga, like I know my recent video, I want to read more mature manga. The only problem is when I looked up some of those mature mangas that I want to read, like trying to find like where they are, they're like nowhere to be found on any like legal sites, like except for like Love is Hard for Otaku, that one, and there was one other one that was a little bit easier to find. But some of the other ones like Velvet Kiss, like that was hard to find. But I am still going to look for more like mature manga. But I'm probably going to use going through what's it called? Comixology maybe, or iBooks. We'll have to figure that out. Dane says, yeah, the longer you wait, the worse it gets because the episodes add on. Very true. Like Bleach for me, when I finally like started watching Bleach, it was like, I think they were at the Hueco Mundo arc, and the show at the time was on hiatus. So that's when I got into Bleach. And then Naruto, I got into Naruto very late. Like it was already into Shippuden by the time I started watching Naruto, like way into Shippuden. But yeah, it's still just daunting. That's a lot. Like I even wanted to watch at one point Gintama, but I never watched it. But I heard it's really good. The character I heard was extremely funny. But yeah, looks like we're almost at an hour. So I said I was mostly going to do this for about an hour. And I know that for me, I definitely need to go out and feed my cat if she hasn't already been fed already. And also to go out and also eat dinner and relax a little bit before having to turn in for later on tonight. Plus, I want to end this before the sun really starts going down and I lose any light I have. So I'm definitely going to say goodbye at this point. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I will definitely be going live again next Monday. I'll probably put these under like more like a chill and chat kind of a thing. Like that's probably what's going to always be the title, but I'll just put like a number side of it, like chill and chat, number 1, number 2, number 3, or whatever. So yeah, I'll be back next week on Monday. I'll have a new video for you guys on Wednesday. And if you check the description box for this live stream, it is going to have all my social media. So feel free to check me out on there. But yeah, thanks you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. And if you, yep, same time, it's going to be 5:30 p.m. PST. That's usually the time that I will do these so that I have an hour to chill once I get off of work and go for a walk or something before I start sitting down for another hour. Yeah. Thanks for going live. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh, did you ever watch Session of a Bookworm? No, I haven't seen it. Haven't read it, but or seen it. So I'll have to check it out. Check it out. Yeah, thanks you guys. I hope you guys have a good night too. Once again, thanks you guys for coming. All right, you guys. Bye.